In this course, we're going to talk about system architecture. But before we do that, let's cover a few basic prerequisites. This course will be fairly technical, and it's assumed that you already understand the fundamentals of HighLevel, things like custom values, custom fields, workflows, and tagging. We're also going to touch on some external concepts that we won't be explaining in full, like JSON formatting, REST API architecture, and GraphQL schema design. Links will be provided in the course description with resources for further learning, and I encourage you to do so. So what is this course? This course is designed to give you the foundation, tools, and skills to build your own basic API integrations. It is not intended to be a plug-and-play, one-size-fits-all solution that connects HighLevel and Jobber in every possible way. But with the tools and structure provided here, you'll have everything you need to extend, adapt, and customize this system to fit virtually any client or niche-specific use case. Now, I do want to acknowledge something up front. There may be points in this course where it feels like you're doing long division by hand on a piece of paper, even though you know there's a calculator right next to you. And yes, I'm doing that on purpose. Because if you understand how long division works, then when it's time to use the calculator, you'll know what the calculator is doing behind the scenes. You'll be able to fix it when it's wrong, extend it when needed, and explain it to a client with confidence. All right, so let's talk about system architecture. Why is this worth your time? Well, let me give you a real-world example. In a previous life, I worked for a residential construction company. Clients would come to us wanting a custom home built, and they almost always came in one of two ways. Number one, they brought us blueprints, detailed architectural plans that laid out exactly what they wanted. Or number two, they came with no blueprints, but a very clear vision, and we'd help them create the blueprint before a single board was cut or nail was driven. What never happened, and what would have been ridiculous, is a client walking in and saying, "I want to build a house. The only thing I know is I want the siding to be blue." That's not enough to build a house. That's not even enough to start. And yet when it comes to automation, tech systems, and integrations, that's how most clients approach us. "Can you hook this up to Jobber? I just want to send some text. Make it follow up automatically." That's the digital equivalent of asking for blue siding without knowing how many rooms, what kind of foundation, or even what direction the house should face. System architecture fixes that. It gives you the blueprint. It defines what we're building, why each part exists, and how it all fits together. It also becomes a communication tool, so your clients know what to expect, your team knows what to build, and your automations run clean from the start. Enter the RevForce Flywheel infrastructure. This is the framework we use to plan, explain, and implement any business system, especially for hybrid technology stacks like Go HighLevel and Jobber. We break every business down into 6 systems. Number 1 is traffic, how leads find you. 2 is capture, how leads enter your system. 3 is conversion, how they become your customer. 4 is onboarding, what happens between saying yes and the work getting done. 5 is delivery, how the customer receives your product or service. And 6, support, what happens after the work is done. These 6 systems cover the entire life cycle of a job, from lead generation to long-term retention. And this is the exact framework that we've applied to the process map included in this course. You'll find that process map in your course resources. It's a visual blueprint that shows every step of the system that we're building together, from the first time a lead hits the website, all the way through job completion and review request. We've broken it into sections to match the 6 RevForce systems, and we've mapped both the horizontal flow, or your customer journey, and the vertical triggers, automations, webhooks, and sync points. Every asset we build, every tag, every workflow, every webhook has a home in this diagram. We even use a specific nomenclature to allow us to identify where an asset belongs in the map just by looking at its name. So let's review that real quick. Here is our process map that goes along with the system that we're going to build together. You can see that we have a horizontal flow here for our customer journey. And here we have a horizontal flow for our pipelines. Our system uses two, one for pre-sales and one for post-sales. As the customer enters the system, they'll go through the traffic system and then the capture system. There are 8 workflows associated with this system that you will find in the snapshot that we're going to cover in the next lesson. Just know that at any point, if you don't understand where something fits into the system, you can refer back to this process map. As you move through the rest of this course, we'll be referring to this map frequently. It'll act as your reference point, your visual progress tracker, and eventually a client-facing deliverable.